And there it is. Here we are. Roll up, everybody gather, come and join. One man went to more a lot earlier than scheduled to finish a lot earlier than advertised. So I have no expectation of seeing that many people in this session because the session has just started suddenly. It's only really because I have a time commitment that has somewhat happened upon me. I have to go pick something up for a certain time, which has then, of course, changed the schedule of this particular session. So I have no expectation of seeing too many people with this session, if even anyone at all. So that's just the way it's going. You will probably happen upon it for nearer the advertised time, but then of course I would have probably been and gone already by then. It's just for reasons of having to go and pick something up now before a certain time, where a window of opportunity that's just opened and that I must take advantage of immediately. So that is how it's gone. The eagle has landed.
Only water, water, only water, where they see ma. Water, 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 water. Only water, where they see ma. Hapa o naido. Hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mùrè o. Ilé sọ́díyà kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mùrè o. Bobby Master kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mùrè o. Chief Wẹ́lá tí kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mùrè o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mùdé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mùdóde ojàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Olúyẹ̀lá ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosonama ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosodúnkẹ́ ẹ̀yẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀. Ikú kò ní ríwà gbéṣe o.
And there it is. Iku Koniriwa Gweshe, the mighty Kegite. So that was the Kegite, and this is the news as it's coming thick and fast in your direction. Nigerians flood to Instagram account of alleged new wife of Ooni of Ife, where she calls herself Aya Oba. So Aya Oba, of course, Yoruba for wife of the king. So this is now the story that we were just going through yesterday, where a lot of people were insistent that the king had taken a new bride, and I insisted that that is not possible without us seeing a wife in situation. So alas, it looks as though there's some veracity to what was being asserted yesterday by I think some people led by Adanle Koko. So this is the story as it's now evolving now. Nigerians flood Instagram account of I beg your pardon. Let me just shut something down that is making noise in the background. So this is the story as it's breaking. Nigerians flood Instagram account of alleged new wife of Ooni of Ife, where she calls herself Aya Oba. So there it is right there. And this is it right here. So this now a fight that almost inevitably would happen, and it is happening. War of words. I don't know why Oyedepo makes noise about his private jet. Pastor Tunder Bakare slams colleague. So the ego of those two characters is always a certainty that it will come in conflict at some point, and come into conflict it is now with Tunde Bakare firing the opening salvo. The opening salvo, war of words. I don't know why Oyedepo makes noise about his private jet. Pastor Tunde Bakare slams colleague. So there it is, and that is how it's going to pan out over the festive season. I have forgiven my antagonist, Ondo Pastor Alpha Babatunde. So Sotitobire, that guy, of course, you know the narrative. He's now coming out after coming out of incarceration into the public space to speak to his dilemma. And to his dilemma, I have forgiven my antagonist, Ondo Pastor Alpha, whatever his name is, Alpha. Yes, Tuchitobire, we just call him that because I skip through that space. Be careful not to tamper with your tithe at Yuletide. Don't give excuses, Pastor Ibiyomi. So don't, but be careful not to tamper with your tithes at Yuletide. Don't give excuses, Pastor Ibiyomi, saying that they are not even going to allow you the space to spend your money on your family during the festive period. So the church squeezes you as ever. So all of that. So let's go straight into it, then skipping through the Eastern quarters this time around for reasons of pressure of time. As I said, we usually come in via another Python dance. But straight to it, Nigerians troop to Instagram account of alleged wife of Ooni of Ife, where she calls herself Aya Oba. Nigerians have trooped to the page of the alleged new wife of the Ooni of Ife to leave messages after Queen Naomi announced her marriage to the Yoruba monarch is over. The alleged new wife, Princess Ashley Afolashade Afolakemi, posts mostly photos of herself taken in the palace and photos where she's meeting with children of the community. So these are just some of the things that she's posted and some of the comments that She's made. My crown is called content, a crown that solemn a king enjoys. Call me Pa, Princess Ashley Afolashade Afolakemi, or Nis Palace, and then she goes on to post photos of that, and then photos and photos and photos of Onis Palace. So a lot of it, a photo montage. Let's see if there's anything else to glean from here. Uh, so I have actually gone on our Instagram page, and there's just a few things that has evolved out of that space. So let me give you what has evolved out of that space. So here is a post that she highlights and then she comments on. It says, "My name is Princess Ashley Folashade Folakemi Adegoke, not Queen Ashley Ogunwisi. I am a princess of the source of Odua. I am form." So that's not from, but form, Form, Ile Ife, Osun State, Nigeria. I am from the ruling house called Lafi Gidon in Ile-Ife, and I am an accountant, a chartered accountant, and I am also a philanthropist, a founder of Ashley, and then it goes on to peter out. So this was what she highlighted and only to disclaim. So it says, disclaimer, it has come to my attention that some said person named above has been impersonating me for days to write up, to do a write-up or a blog that I made this statement. Please disregard the lies. It is okay to have opinions about me, but not impersonate me. I am Afolashade Ashley Afolakemi Odu Aya Osha. Do not own sorry, let me take that again. I, Afolashade Ashley Afolakemi Odu Aya Osha, do not own a Facebook private account and do not write or make fake statements. I am well educated and would never make such grammatical errors. This is the only platform I have been on since the 1st of April 2021. I cite my foundation account on Facebook. All others are fake to impersonate me or my humble self. To win without risk is to triumph without glory. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Every good woman is a queen to her own jewel. Favor has found me, and you don't have to like me, but I am and remain a queen who wears my crown, built from my spine of inner strength and modesty, with sparkling jewels to represent to represent my each and every quality. Life isn't about acceptance. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. Some would love you and some would hate you. I was born a blue blood, a royal. Royalty in me is love, so I come in peace. Whatever that doesn't come from this page or my handle is false and should be disregarded. The strongest substance on earth isn't diamond, it is me, Afolashade Aya Osha. If you want a starring role in my life, you better drop the act. Let's live in peace and cherish every breath we take daily. I remain Aya Osha, Aya Olofin, Aya Idamule, Aya Oba Oni Idamule, Ọmọ Ọba Oni Adagba, Ọmọ Ọba Oni Lafigido. So there it is, gobbledygook, but essentially, I think that signals to a particular narrative. So to all of that, and let's leave all of that. War of words. I don't know why Oyedepo makes noise about his private jet. Pastor Tunde Bakare slams colleague. So this is a fight almost inevitable because they are vying for the same spot. And that spot that they are vying for, by the way, is the second to the RCCG man in Okadeboye, because in Okadeboye already occupies that foremost space within that Christendom. But who comes next as the next level voice is what they are scrambling for, and it's to that space that what is his name? But Bakare launches his challenge with this salvo. So to the salvo, war of words. I don't know why Oyedepo makes noise about his private jet. Pastor Tunde Bakare slams colleague. The founder and serving overseer of Citadel Global Community Church, formerly known as Lateran Assembly, Tunde Bakare, revealed he is no enemy of David Oyedepo, the founder of Winners Chapel. Correspondents report that Mr. Bakare, who made this disclosure on Saturday, December the 18th, during a live program, noted that although they share different doctrines and beliefs, they are not enemies. He said, Oyedepo and I are contemporaries. We were born in the same year. Oyedepo was born in August 1954 and I was born in September. We are contemporaries. God has really blessed him and used him. We have differences in doctrines, what we believe, but that does not make us enemies. When asked whether the incident was before Mr. Oyedepo acquired his private jet, Mr. Bakare said he doesn't know why the clergyman makes so much noise about his private jet. The cleric affirmed first, we can afford this. We are not envious of them at all. So there it is. Meanwhile, correspondents had earlier reported that Pastor Tunde Bakare has said that the important thing Nigeria needs right now is a competent president, not agitation for power rotation. It was reported he made this disclosure on Friday, October the 15th, whilst speaking with State House correspondents after meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari in at the presidential villa Abuja. So there it is. The hypocrisy knows no bounds. Bakare, who revealed he shared what's in his heart with the president, noted it was political immaturity that drove the nation to clamor for power shift. In other news still, while Bishop David Oyedepo was ministering at Living Faith Church, Canaan Land, Ogun, recently, a strange man was able to beat. Okay, so we've covered that. So the essence of it is just the acerbic remarks in the direction of Oyedepo regarding his boastful ways about his private jet. I have forgiven my antagonist, Ondo Pastor Alfa Babatunde. So there it is, the guy that was just recently released. The founder of the SOTITOBIRE praising chapel, Prophet Alfa Babatunde, on Sunday, said he had forgiven those behind the matter that sent him to prison. Babatunde was sent to prison by the State High Court alongside 5 other members of his church, having been found guilty of kidnapping a 1-year-old child, Gold Kolawole, in his church. He was, however, recently discharged and acquitted by the Court of Appeal, sitting in Akure, the state capital. The pastor, who appeared before the congregation of his church for the first time on Sunday after he was set free, urged his members to have the spirit of forgiveness, saying he had forgiven all those behind his crisis. He said God answered prayers of his people and he received his mercy, that was why he was set free, so he had no reason to revenge. Addressing the congregation, the clergy said, I have forgiven all the people. Let me continue with my pastoral work. I urge you to forgive whoever offends you. That is all God told me to tell you. I am forgiving them. You too should forgive them. Some people advised me to sue. I said, no, let us forgive them. Our matter has been written in the history of Nigeria. If God had answered prayers and set me free, who am I to say I want to go to the mountain and pray to kill them? So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You know that narrative, of course, the pastor, Ondo State, and the allegation that was weighed upon him, and this now being weighed upon Christendom in Nigeria. Be careful not to tamper with your tithe at Yuletide. Don't give excuses. Pastor Ibiyomi speaking. The founder of Salvation Ministry, Pastor David Ibiyomi, has urged worshippers in his church not to show a lackadaisical attitude towards paying their tithe during the festive season. Speaking during a sermon at the church's headquarters in Port Harcourt, the popular Christian clergy explains that payment of tithes guarantees protection of life. Pastor Ibiyomi urged members to desist from giving excuses for not paying tithe following expenses at the Yuletide. He said, the first thing tithing does is to preserve your life and not the money. Tithing is what preserves you. Let us find out who is the devourer from God's word. First Peter 5:8, the devourer is the devil. So the first thing tithing does is to stop Satan from attacking your life. This festive season and beyond, please be careful not to tamper with your tithes. Uh, Many people this time do tamper with their tithe. They will say, I want to buy headgear, I want to travel, I want to buy shoe, I have to buy my suit. So you will see them cutting corners. They will go on to say that I was going and the bottle caught fire, my child is in hospital, all manners of story, then they will say, with all the prayers of protection. The real question to ask yourself is that with all the money I stole from God, the real question to ask yourself is that with all the money I stole from God, so do not make God look like a magician. Please pay your tithe. Every money that comes to you, please pay your tithe. Pay all. So I'm not quite sure how that reads, but that is how it is written. But the upshot of it is that even during the festive period, these guys are still in full attack against your wallet. Thomas, I see you. Good to see you, Thomas. I had the expectation that nobody would turn up because I'm doing this session a lot earlier than I advertised it for. But nevertheless, good to see you. So, Thomas, to you.
Yes, please. How are you, woman?
I'm well. I take it you have the day off.
Yes. I just came back from Christmas party, Christmas evening.
Oh, all
So
right. So,
yeah.
have you done your turkey? Have you done
Just
it?
waiting till morning. We are already in
You
the
are going to do
midnight.
it in the morning.
Yes.
Have you basted it? Have you seasoned it? Have you prepared
Yes.
it?
Yes. Just to
Oh,
grill it.
okay. Just to grill it. What are you doing it as a whole or are you cutting it into pieces?
We cut it into pieces.
All right. Okay.
But you guys normally do it as a whole.
Yeah, no, we do it as a whole. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
we'll put stuffings in. So
Stuffing.
yeah, so now to this space, you guys were talking about the love interest of the Ooni of Ife, that is what propelled the drama that played out yesterday. But it looks as though there is a love interest for the Ooni, and her name, we just came across her name just now. Let me just bring you the name. She calls herself some name like Princess Ashley Afolashade Afolakemi. So this is the name now that they are calling. Yeah, so this is the name they are conjuring with now in Ile-Ife. What are you making of that?
Woman, I told you in the last session. I said there is a Aborilulu Legbe Okiri, which we call side chick somewhere. So that's the lady, Folashade Ashley Adegoke. So I told you earlier on, but there's a conspiracy going on now again. They said Kabiyesi Apps came out that he said there's nothing like divorce, that somebody hacked account of the Olori, which people are not believing that story, one man, because the post came out from his verified page. But
no,
they said
that's just the silliness, isn't it? They've gone and begged her. That's the thing.
yes.
Don't embarrass us in public.
Don't embarrass us. So people said no. The post came from his Instagram verified and do nah. It's just
it's now hacking.
It's not hacking. So I wonder. Then you know the funniest thing, there is a guy comedian. He spoke about the old saga. He didn't mention the name of the Olori, but one of the Olori sister now went to that guy's page attacking him. That why will he say that kind of thing? So people are saying, if you guys said this story is not true, so why is the sister of Olori going out there attacking people, talking about the whole saga? So I think there's something going on there. Maybe all those elders, we read yesterday that the elders will call maybe they want to reconcile. Now I think they are reconciling now. So I think their damage control now is to tell us that people have been speculating that they will came out, they will say they hack her account.
Yes, I think I have a little bit on that space. So let me just quickly give it to you, Thomas. So this is what is coming out of that space now. It says Queen Naomi's alleged separation from Ooni of Ife not true. This the palace making the comment. The palace of the Ooni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwese, has described the news shared by Queen Naomi that she has separated from the monarch as untrue. Queen Naomi, sorry, just mute yourself for 1 second because of the feedback, Thomas.
Yes, please.
All right, so it says, the palace of the Ooni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwese, has described the news shared by Queen Naomi that she has separated from the monarch as untrue. Queen Naomi earlier today, via her Instagram page, announced her separation from the monarch, and it says, read here. However, in a swift reaction, the Ooni's director of Media and Public Affairs, Moses Olafare, in an interview with Vanguard, said that this is not the first time such rumors has been peddled. There was a time it was reported she left the palace and the next day she gave birth. So the story is not true and should not be taken seriously. So that is what they are saying from the Onis Palace. So the lady says she's divorced and you are telling us it is not true. So she that went on Instagram to tell us that it is that she has left the palace. Surely it is she that, if she's able to tell us, then she's able to untell us now. She tell us she's left and you are telling us she has not. She can tell us that herself, surely, Thomas.
What I'm saying now is, even if it is a lie, the account was hacked. She should come out and debunk herself. The KBC didn't post the post. The Olori did it, maybe allegedly.
Exactly. The Olori posted it. You are saying it was hacked. So she can then go on her page and say my page was hacked.
My page was hacked. So they want to use that dabaru for us. So, one man, don't let us deceive ourselves. There is something going on.
There's fire on the mountain. What they are trying to do is to manage the news space as they try to placate her and then make the decision on this side chick. Is she going to come in formally as a second wife? Because of course, as the king, as Ajanle Koko was explained yesterday, he's entitled to marry as many wives as he can. But if that lady is insistent that she wants to be an only wife, they make the decision. Is she going to be a wife outside? If she's pregnant, what do they do with it? Etc.
Yeah, there's a lot in that space. I told you yesterday, because they have been parading the girl. Even the girl has been parading herself on Instagram, calling herself the wife of the king.
And because that girl comes from royalty, which is Ife royalty, this is what I'm reading from that space.
Yes, she's a princess.
So I think by status that intimidates this Naomi somewhat. Naomi, of course, just a girl from an average family, just a normal lower middle class family. But this one now actually describes herself as a blue blood, and the blood doesn't get bluer than upper echelon monarchy within Yoruba, so I think all of that is what is intimidating this Naomi. I think So you see, because the guy was there now, so why did you marry him before she got there? Now that he's married, you are now remembering that you're a princess and you want to be a queen. So all of that in the mix.
That's the problem. That's where you remember we said yesterday. Even some people, they throw themselves at these kings. Even the kings doesn't even like them. They will throw themselves on them. So Naomi should have she should have known what is going into before she agree with to marry the king. King can do and undo. Even tomorrow, he can decide to take another wife. Even next day, he can decide to who will stop him? Nobody will stop him. They have the power, they have the money, they have the fame, they have everything is there for them. It's only if he didn't want to do it. That is just the thing. And we see, let's fingers crossed, let's see what we come out. I know the truth will come out at last.
Oh, all right, all right. Thank you, Thomas. So, Thomas, let's go on from there to the space. Oyedepo now inviting this fight. Bakare rather inviting this fight with Oyedepo. Just we knew this fight was going to come at some point. I don't know why Oyedepo makes noise about his private jet. Pastor Tunder Bakare slams colleague. So, is this jealousy? Is this fighting for space? Is it inevitable that these two characters who love attention, they will come to clash at some point? And is this the beginning of that fight that we were all anticipating in that space?
One man, the man loved to he loved to boast, and he will be saying it. If we have borrowed any money from anybody, come and tell us we borrow money from you. We don't borrow money. We don't do this. So, and the plan is working for him. The plan is working for him. You know, Nigeria, Africa, we religion is the main problem of our people. Even people sitting down there, they will be there is a saga going on now. The man said, Oyedepo said, the somebody died and it was embalmed. Then he wake the person up in 24 hours after embalming. Then there's so many comments out there say, somebody died, and he even show the church member the picture of the guy in the mortuary wrapped. And people said, you can't, is it possible for somebody has been embalmed, then wake up? Even some people said, people started calling medical doctors. The medical doctor said there is nowhere somebody has been embalmed. If somebody died, he hasn't been embalmed. Maybe he can still wake up, but somebody embalmed, all the blood has been taken out, all they will inject chemical into the bloodstream. There's no way.
You wonder why they do it, though. All this ridiculousness. You wonder why they do it. A lot of that space is occupied by what is his name, Johnson Suleiman, of course, who crossed from Muslim to Christian. He will tell you that somebody went into the toilet in Nigeria and came out in Paris and all this kind of nonsense.
In Germany,
in Germany. And then they'll tell you to put off your phone, and manna from heaven money will come in. You know, why do they do all these things? Why do they make all these ridiculous claims?
One man, if they don't do that, they will not. People will not come.
But who is the audience for this? Who believes that an embalmed person is resurrected? Who believes that if you go into the toilet in Australia, you'll come out in Canada? Well, who believes? Who? Anybody that believes that deserves whatever they get as a result of it. Who believes something like that?
One man, that is it. I said people are shouting, "Hey, I'm a Christian. I believe in God," but this ridiculous something. And in that congregation, there is lawyer, professor, medical doctor.
Yes, this is what really
I don't know.
It befuddles me. It's not your down the alley Adegunle church. These are international churches with a middle class congregation, you know, and they will tell you, you know, to put your phone up and I mean, come on, man. You know, it's quite a thing.
One man, MFM or Olukoya, he said he woke up, he raised up a debt in Reddington University in Dayo, UK. And it doesn't make news. They will just lie, just to cajole people. People will empty their pockets.
You know, they can arrest him. You know, UK, they can arrest him for that, you know, if he's trying
to. He said it in Nigeria, so.
Of course, now.
Yes. I wonder.
It will say, oh, all the doctors were shocked. They were saying, what? the doctors, the Onyibo doctors, they pronounced him dead. And I put my hand on him. And they were there. And they were saying, how is that possible? Surely, medically. And then all the
One
they call
man,
them
one man.
sheeples. We call them sheeples because they are not people. They will say hallelujah, and then they go into their wallet and try another. Oh God. Eh?
One man.
Let's go and start to X0 and Thomas. We have to see,
One,
because
one man. I'm a Catholic from birth. I
mm,
was a Catholic, or I am a Catholic from birth,
mm,
and I experienced what the Catholic Church did when there were things like apparitions.
mm,
Like the Virgin Mary appears, and then she leaves her shadow on the wall. The
mm,
Catholic Church, to disprove all doubt, they demolished the walls,
mm.
because there is going to be that sentiment of
Then
that
they'll be
element of
going,
doubt.
yeah, they'll start
Mm.
going pilgrimage to that wall. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So they demolished the wall and they rebuilt it again. So there's nothing like that. And
Mm.
then it happens again, and they keep demolishing these things, not because they didn't think it's true, but because they didn't want
People to start worshiping the wall.
keeping those,
Mm.
things to attack the church. Do you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can. But although you're fading
Okay,
in
I
and
think
out.
my earpiece just malfunctioned. Somebody was trying to call my phone, and then
What do you mean somebody was trying to call? You don't have friends now. You are trying to. Are you trying to pretend like you have friends? You don't
somebody
have
was trying to
friends.
call my phone, so
Eh?
the headset just stopped working. So
Oh.
they demolished those things. So, but
Eh?
even at that, I'm still of the opinions that churches should leave miracles for God and the person God is trying to do that miracle for. Period.
Especially because they mislead a lot of people and they are somewhat impacting negatively on lives. So
Yeah,
the things that people should seek proper assistance for, they are
yeah,
either going on their knees in prayers or rushing to churches where they are
exactly.
hearing these people making. When somebody is saying he's raising an embalmed person, and then you are susceptible to that, you are rushing to him rather than rushing to where you need
Yeah,
where your need can So a
yeah,
lot of that should stop, because it must stop.
yeah. People should stop because there's this particular woman whose arm, I don't think something happens to her arm. She can fold her arm
No,
inside
no, yeah,
and
we've
then
said that
bring it out.
every church has used that woman
I'm
because
telling you, man,
we know
up
her.
to five
Yes,
different pastors have used that
it,
woman for
you
for
know.
miracles. And in the Nigeria of today, that those kind of pastors cannot be locked up. They cannot be tried for
Yes,
criminal offense. That's
that's four
deception.
one
That's
nine
that's
now.
419.
That's 419. Yes.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah,
Even
deceiving people.
they arrest the lady. He confessed.
She named all the pastors. Yes.
Her name is
Mm-hmm,
Bosse.
Mm.
mm-hmm,
Even Okafor, one Pastor Okafor is the big heart of them. He
mm-hmm.
confessed. They arrest her. He confessed. They invited the Okafor. Okafor said, "Eshemi jeje, nǹkan tá à ń jẹ ni, nǹkan tí màá jẹ là ń wá."
Look at that now. Man must chop. Eh?
Imam must chop.
No, but
Yeah.
some of those things that make news in Nigeria, they are awful. They are anachronistic events. Things like this are things
Look at this
that
guy.
didn't even, I don't think they happen in Europe.
You are using big grammar.
No, because it's an anachronism to be.
Have you been reading a dictionary, X0?
No,
What are you
no,
doing? Eh? Look at this man. Eh?
One man.
Look at this man. Eh?
You two, you
It's an
speak good
anachronism.
grammar.
He's trying to intimidate us. Eh?
It's medieval. Things that happen in the medieval ages still repeat themselves in Nigeria of today.
But
And
it
people
is
think
alarming. We joke about it, but it is unacceptable.
it's
No,
real.
no,
Yeah,
no.
Yeah,
it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Things like this, people, the pastors should just be arrested. The churches closed down.
Yes,
Period.
and it should be locked up. Anybody
It should be locked up.
anybody that's saying you open the door in a toilet in X country and and come out in Y country because of his prayers, he should be locked up. Anybody
Of
that is
course.
telling you that money suddenly appears in your
Account.
account, then where is EFCC? What is EFCC doing about? Is that not a financial crime?
One
Is
man,
that not something?
he went to the extent. One lady came out of that congregation of this Suleiman in Atlanta, Georgia. He said the money that he got from heaven is too much. they block our accounts.
Look at that.
You can see
Oh,
all
but
this.
the question is, do they still pay 10% on this miracle money? They don't because it's
Woman,
are they paying tithe on
woman,
miracle
the
money?
funniest thing,
Well, from
after
heaven.
this man do this miracle money, he asked them to sow seed of $1,000 again.
Look at that.
You can see. And people said, if you have this power, why can't you command this angel to put money in your pocket?
Your own
You don't
account.
need to
This
ask
is
people
it.
for money again.
Look at that. DBT
You
now. Why
can
you?
see that.
Look at
People
that.
are still dropping $1,000 after
You know,
he command money into their pocket.
it sounds so ludicrous to pretty much all of us here. The whole thing sounds so ludicrous to to us here that you wonder then who finds it believable, what sort of mindset. And I don't accept that it's illiteracy or anything, because it's just too extreme in the far fetched for anybody to it's just laugh. We are laughing at it now. It's laughable now.
It's laughable, woman.
It's laughable.
It's laughable. So Oyedepo boasting of he has to boast because the money is there. People will pay tax, and the first salary of January now, they are waiting for first salary. Your salary January now. They are
Okay.
first week,
So
they will
to
collect
that
it.
to that space that you are, for reasons of time, let me move you there. Be careful not to tamper with your tithe at Yuletide. Don't give excuses. Pastor Ibiyomi speaking. So, you know, of course, during Christmas period, you are saying, oh, little Lucena wants a bike, little Adebayo wants that toy that is on telly, and little Amina, she wants to have that new dress to wear on Christmas. So the expense at Christmas Day, that Christmas period, we all know it. So you're saying, okay, God will forgive me for this tithe. Maybe it's his children that I'm. But this guy is saying, even during this Christmas, you must put that your 10%. It mustn't short a kobo. You know, so they don't let go in any. They just squeeze the life out of you.
Woman,
Yes, X0.
you said it.
Even during Christmas, when Uchenna, Adebayo, and Amina, they want extras, they are not giving you the room to be daddy to your children. What is wrong with these people?
Woman, you said something. You said people deserve what they get. You know, because it is unforgivable for somebody to lose money in this whole kind of sham churches. It's unforgivable that somebody will go and donate maybe $1 million to these sham churches to continue to propagate their lies. Me, I'm a Catholic, but I stopped giving money to church when not necessary. In fact, I stopped going to church every Sunday because I just see the whole thing as a political organization. Why must the church be donating money in Nigeria that will be transferred to Rome? Why is the church so big, but yet it cannot or it could not intervene when Hitler was killing Jews? What was the excuse?
Or the headsmen savaging the South. Where
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, what is the excuse for now?
You know what I find, sorry to interrupt you, Xero, you know what I find most unforgivable, especially in Nigeria, during that COVID period when everybody was on lockdown, the churches were attacking people that they have an online portal for them to still be paying their tithe. People that cannot go out and earn, people that are locked indoors, that are stockpiling food and hatcheting down for however long in fear for life. You are going into their home to attack them still for tithes and to go and pay online. I mean,
these churches, they lack what it means to be. What is the essence of the church? Is it the people for the church or the church for the people?
And it's the church about tithing alone, because tithing seems to be the central theme. They call them prosperity churches in Nigeria, but whose prosperity? Whose prosperity are we talking about? Is it?
I tie this to the days of even the early church. You know, I blame the early church. There are so many things the church should have done for the people that they didn't do. Up to today, churches build schools, and the church goers, pay heavily to go to these schools. What is the essence of me supporting you? These things are my monies. You pay money, they go build schools and they charge you 5 million per semester.
It's the theme of money within the church, especially the Nigerian space, that is something that has to be tackled. Because for all of the thing that Christendom gives us, tithing, a lot of people dispute that, but it's only a sliver of a thing within the Bible. But the central theme of the Nigerian church space is just as tithing. So is the faith about tithing, or is it about a greater good, a bigger society, a love of God and humanity? So why is that love of God and humanity not the central theme that is being preached? They preach 80% tithing and offering and attack you, intimidate you, tell you if you don't do it, evil will befall you. And then the remaining 10%, they say, okay, go and do good.
In fact, these churches, you have to be afraid of them. Because some of them, they send their spies to go and know who has just died in your family.
It's mind control. That is why a lot of people scare away from that space. Because the moment they get you, they get you. If you go there with an issue, they will give you criteria. If those criteria are met, they'll claim the victory. If they don't, if that victory does not come, they will chat you through the criteria. If there's one misstep, they will attribute it to that misstep, and then they'll take another set of money from you and give you another set of criteria. And then by the time you've gone through everything, if you get a bit of good fortune or through acts of your action, whatever it is you want, okay, you're applying for jobs and applying for jobs. A lot of people, you apply for 20 jobs, 30 jobs before you can get one. So they're applying and applying, you are not getting the job, but then you put in another round of application and you get one, and the pastor will claim the victory that it is to the glory. And if you don't get it, but the moment they hook you, that you are done.
One man. You see, about this space. I can say a little bit about this space, about this tithing.
Hey, you are one of them now.
Yes, I can't lie about that. Even in the Bible, the tithe is meant for the widows, the poor, the visitors, the stranger in your tent, in your space. So even if you pay tithe, it is not for the pastor to chop. It is not for the pastor to chop. But they vest everything on that tithing. And you can remember last year when COVID hit, one man, Oyedepo came out with like 7 online payments. Press 1 for tithe. Press 2 for Clerical tithe. Press 3 for offering. Press 4 for prophet offering. Press 6 for. I think, really, people are not working. People are not making money. People are not making estimates. You are still collecting, and supposedly you are the richest pastor in the whole world. One man, the richest in the whole world.
It's quite a thing. So that's why they are buying 4-5 private jets. But gentlemen, I'm going to be shutting down in about 5-7 minutes because I have an appointment to attend. Let's quickly go to the Ondo pastor SOTITOBIRE or SOTITOBIRE. That are SOTITOBIRE that's now claiming that it forgives his trajectories, is what is it, and they use the grammar there, but he forgives the people that accused him, essentially. So what are you making then? He's mounted his pulpit for the first time again to preach a message
of
forgiveness.
Is that not the pastor who
the missing boy?
There was a missing child in his church?
Yes. So to that space, what are you making of that? That SOTITOBIRE, according to.
But hold on. I didn't get conclusion. They found the dead body of the child inside the church, right?
The boy remains missing. The boy was taken to one of these large industrial churches that they have in all of these places. So he in Ondo State. So the boy, the family went to church, and there's usually a children's section. So they handed the boy over, never to be seen again. And then they are now alleging that he used the boy to renew his powers, so to say, just being mindful with language. So they said he used the boy, and they effected his arrest, which was paraded publicly. And the High Court in Ondo State found him guilty, but the appeal court said the evidence was too circumstantial and flimsy for you to weigh this heavily upon this guy. So they discharged and acquitted him. So he now comes out, and I wondered how he will be received back in his community. But it looks as though he mounts the pulpit for the first time to preach a message of forgiveness. So what are you making of that whole space?
But when you hand your child over to the child section, he's now under the care of the church.
Exactly.
So for that singular reason, that church should not continue in that space. Because you are not capable of protecting. It's just like you sending your child to kindergarten, and the kindergarten telling you that the child is missing. If the church has a section for children and it fails to account for a child, why is the church going to continue? These are the things I don't get.
Yes. I wasn't expecting him to have that church again, to mount that. Yes. And I wasn't expecting people to turn up at that church.
Yes.
And certainly I'm hoping that people are not taking their children to any children's section.
It's just like me handing my child over to the kindergarten, to the crèche, and going to work, only for the crèche to call me that my child is missing, and it's not their business. If you go to church on Sunday and they told you that your child has to be kept in our care, and you kept your child in their care, of course that child is now in their custody. So if they fail to account for that child, what are they existing as a church for? They have to pull down that church and put that man where he belongs. You cannot claim to hold a children's section and not account for the life of one of the child.
I mean, it's a ridiculousness.
This country is a funny mess.
What you are saying, it's not a tender in the court of law. You have to prove your case beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes, the circumstances were too. But as we often say here, it's the court of public opinion that matters the most. And it looks as though the court of public opinion in Ondo State has also discharged and acquitted this guy.
This public opinion is just filled with people who are brainwashing.
Can I tell you, his first imprisonment is the court of opinion that really go on that space for the first imprisonment. So this second one, I don't say the man is innocent, but there is no substantial evidence to prove that this man did.
Okay.
Do you have a child?
I agree. No, hold on. I agree. It was the court of public opinion that forced the first judgment, but the court of law that set this guy's release. So we'll give the final words to Exero. The final words to you, Exero.
Sometimes it's good to speak from experience. I have children, so I know what it means not to come back and not. I cannot imagine leaving my child with somebody who's going to take my child away forever. So from that perspective, I tell you that this man should not be allowed to run that church anymore. And many more like him, should be pulled out, put where they belong, either in prison or out of that space entirely. You can't take people's children for granted.
If nothing else, the authorities, the police should shut it down pending the outcome of their investigation. You cannot, with a missing child, continue to do hallelujah and tie down.
It's not necessary for him to come back to that space.
All right.
Otherwise, anything happens to him, it is his own fault, because people can be angry.
Yes. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. And hopefully I see you later. I'll do one more session later on today. And if I don't see you, then Merry Christmas and all.
Can you do your session earlier? Because some of us want to sleep,
What entitles you to sleep? What are you?
I'm your number one. Because I'm your number one guest.
No, plenty of time to sleep when you are dead. A man only sleeps when he's dead now. Are you dead? If you're not dead, then you're not entitled to sleep. Do you see me sleeping?
One
You
man.
say I try to fit the session around just my life schedule, but thank you. Just taking everybody into consideration as well. But
No, I'm just
thank you.
telling you because it will help the participation of the public too.
Yeah,
If
but
it's done earlier.
surely I have to, I have a life too. Although it doesn't seem as though I do, but I do have a life. But
If you want us to buy you more coffee, if you want us to buy you more coffee, super chat.
Have you ever bought any coffee? Are you
Bring it
subscribed?
earlier.
Have you
Put it
subscribed
early.
at least? Have you subscribed? That's the main thing, and thumbs
Put
up.
it
So,
early. Put it early.
what
Then you
is
see us.
early? Where are you based?
I'm based in Scandinavia.
So you are in the same timeline as me now.
Yeah, so I don't know why you put it so late. You put it very late.
Yeah, because I have to capture the Americans, I have to capture the Europeans, I have to capture the Nigerians, and I have to capture the Asians and the Middle Easterns as well.
No,
It's not
you
just
have to pick your market. You have to pick your
life is
market.
not just all about you, X0.
But you have
Are
to
you a
pick your market.
narcissist? Are you a narcissist?
No,
Name me
no,
name.
because no,
Look at
I'm
this
telling you
guy.
because you do it daily, and some of
Yeah.
us got to go to work the next day, and
All right.
we to be on your program, we have to not sleep until 3 o'clock in the
Don't worry,
morning.
you can watch back. But X0, let me go because of an appointment I have to attend. So thank you, X0 and Thomas, gentlemen, both of you. And thank you, Alexander Akashe, for turning up as always. So, gentlemen,
One man. Merry
yeah,
Christmas and Happy New Year to you.
and
He
to you,
doesn't
my
do
friend.
Christmas. He's a Jehovah's Witness.
Don't worry,
I will greet you. I will greet you if
do
it
you want me
doesn't
to go and
matter.
bring? Do you want to go and bring my turkey? Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah. All right, gentlemen, let me go. So I'll see you later.